So she trying to talk about something serious over here or what, man?
Yes. Make a video.
Make a video? She talking about make a video. All I can say, man, it's always busy. That's what I'm gonna say. I also say it's been a lot easier from the standpoint of where when I first met Karla, I was working moonlighting, that's what they like to call it, but I had another job, man. We saw that shit through. Like
Yeah.
shit was tough, rough. And,
2 hours away and 2 jobs.
2 hours away, 2 jobs, but
A move.
I think that it's a lot about the commitment from both sides. But if the job said anything about me, is that shit, I'm gonna go get the paper. We getting ready right now. We about to be going and looking at places in Monterey, California. And I really think that like it's time to start to close the chapter for myself here at Naval Health Clinic Cherry Point. This place has taken a toll on me. When I first got here, the guy that I was talking to earlier, he was actually in the same position that I was in. He chose to get out. I'm almost regretting that decision for myself. I really sum up everything. It is the sacrifices that are going to get made for California, eventually Philadelphia. The people that are making those sacrifices are gonna be the people that are closest to me. And I'm in an organization sometimes where I feel like they throw you to the side. They throw you to the side, and I believe in the mission, I believe in what we do. And for me to have those feelings when you can see it. You can see it. It's like, am I gonna continue to make sacrifices that pull me away from the people that I care about the most but the outcome is that I'm working with people that aren't focused on the bigger mission. There's a lot of self-serving and not a lot of what can we do to be a better organization, what can we do to be a better to achieve the mission with better outcomes in better ways. There's a huge challenge, and it has more to do with ego a lot of times. And so
So what are you looking forward to the most after leaving this place?
it's tough. And so I'm gonna finish saying what I was saying. And I appreciate you like prompting me to kind of pivot, but I think it's tough when I look back at the decision to continue forward. I felt like if I could have summarized how I felt a year ago and feel validated in that as well, I'll be taking different steps today. And I was close, I was real close. But to answer your question, and Karla, you did have a great question. Do you mind asking it again?
What are you looking forward to the most?
So what I'm looking forward to the most, and it's a gift and a curse, it's gonna be the travel. The reason why I say that is because to make this work, a lot of travel is gonna have to happen. And so first thing I did was get a credit card that is gonna reward me for miles, because I'm gonna have to be flying back and forth to the East Coast to spend time with my kids. But that also is gonna be time that I get to spend time with Karla as well, and spend time with Karla's kids as well. But the weekends that I'm not slated with the kids, I can see that Karla may be coming out to visit me. And really, we might be meeting each other halfway at some destination places. And so like that is a gamut of places on the Midwest, West Coast.
I have a list.
She got a list. But again, like, you name it, it's gonna be a lot of good experiences, in my opinion. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to bettering myself. Like, at the end of the day, this is a measurement of betterment. I'm gonna walk away from here and I'm gonna have a master's degree, another degree that I did not pay for, directly pay for. I'm gonna pay for it with my time, commitment to the Navy. But I'm also gonna get that degree and I'm gonna get some on-the-job experience, which is I think the best benefit that you walk away from with the military. Like, you get that opportunity to learn and grow and figure it out. Whereas I remember being in pharmacy school, man, a lot of people took residencies, and that's a time where you can figure it out. But what happens if you need to pay the bills immediately? Like, you just racked up 4 years of student loans for graduate school. We're not even talking about undergrad, graduate school, and now you're gonna take a seat back and take half of what you would normally be able to make to continue to learn. And so I do think that that's the one thing that the Navy affords. So to answer your question, Karla, it's gonna be the travel. It's gonna be the travel, and then the second thing is just the continuous self-betterment. I'm gonna hit you with a third one. They say the West Coast is the best coast. Like, number one, I get to test that out. I probably got two more. I'm gonna say two more. And yeah, I get to test that out. But as a sports fan, 3 hours. Like, so there was a Orlando Magic game that just got done playing. I don't even want to talk about that.
That's not.
But it started at 3:30. On the West Coast, that's 12:30. Like, so you mean that I can get up, get breakfast in, probably do a little workout, and watch sports during the afternoon. And for football, a 1 o'clock game is 10 o'clock in the morning. If I did my math right. I think I did my math right, yeah. And so, to me, I'm going to enjoy that from a sports fan, where I don't have to wait, and I'll be able to capture everything and during the daytime, and maybe be able to do something at nighttime. I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward, the other thing, and this one is gonna be a direct dig into where I'm at right now. Like, coastal Eastern North Carolina, where I'll say it is where I was living at and where I'm at right now, which Karla is like 2 hours away from me, which RDU is definitely more multicultural, more diverse than where I'm at. I'm gonna look forward to that diversity and what the people bring as well, like the food, the culture, being in a more populated area. Because where I'm at, you have to travel a long way to get to the things that they have, and they're not always great. And so I'm looking forward to getting out of this area for that reason as well.
Excited to see more than just trees.
Karla is excited to see more than just trees and fiberglass bears. Yep, I said it.
If you're from New Bern, you know.
If you know, you know from New Bern. So I'm gonna flip the question for you, babe. Like, what are you most excited for about
you leaving?
About this move? Yeah.
I think you said it's the travel. I'm excited to check a lot of places off my list. And I think it's just going to be a lot healthier for you than where you're at right now. So I'm excited to see you just flourish.
Just flourish. So that was short, simple to the point. Probably the difference in my demeanor and her. I'm gonna say, I'll speak for both of us. I think there's a lot of angst with how our relationship is going to be able to thrive with the distance, and that's often the first question I get. And I really think that going back when the decision was made to kind of pursue going to California, I didn't know if we would be here. Like, I'm not, yeah, just. We were fairly young in our relationship, but I also think that we both kind of knew that this may be something special, and we both have treated it that way. And so I think that, like, on the flip side of like what we're looking forward to, we're not looking forward to the distance between ourselves. But I guess to put a silver lining in it as well, it is, we're not going to rush into our relationship in our situation, because the flip to that would be if I had gotten out of the military, I probably would be in Wake Forest immediately, and that would be a comfortable situation. Maybe too comfortable for how early we are in our relationship, and I don't ever think that you probably should put a timeline on when you start taking the next steps of moving in and getting engaged and doing all those things that come after. But I do think that with both of us being recently divorced, I do think it's important to continue to date. Continue to date and make sure that we're marrying like our life partners. If the next step for us is marriage, like, let's get it right. And it's okay if we identify if we get it wrong. Let's just make sure that we identify if we got it wrong. But I will say, like, the other negative, like the huge negative, is not just the distance from Karla, it's gonna be the distance away from my kids. For me, I'm looking at it as a temporary situation, one which I'm in the military, and really they sent out an email like a month ago, and it was, we are looking for a volunteer to go to Cuba in January 2027. And I just felt like I would have been on that short list to either Cuba, Guam, something of that nature, somewhere that I probably did not want to be. And to me, I chose California. I said I would rather be in California than Cuba. It still would have provided those travel challenges. The same, actually it would have been worse. I've been there to see what I would have been eating essentially for 18 months, and I'll pass. Again, short and to the point. And we're gonna take 3 left turns and a right before we get there. Every time. So with starting that new chapter, we're heading there. We're gonna go take a look at some apartments and try to get acclimated with the area. I really think it's time for me to dig in with my 5-year plan. And it's crazy because we were looking at some documentaries today. She wasn't really paying attention. She's like, "What are you watching on TV?" And I'm like,
I didn't pay attention this time. I normally do.
I ain't gonna lie, I was in and out of sleep.
Exactly, I was about to say.
But I was
snoring every like 5 minutes.
But I was listening though, and a lot of it had to do with just a lot of the geopolitical stuff that is going on right now. And I just think that if you can pay attention and gather as much information as you can, that way you can have a better opinion about what's occurring. And the documentary that we were watching was one that was discussing how China is expanding push in South China Sea, so much so that they've like captured this reef that's like 200 kilometers away from the Philippines, and so is by proximity is considered a Philippines territory. However, China has claimed it, and they pretty much said like, fuck with us if you want to. And that's what's going on. Like, it is actively going on, and a lot of it is so that they can build military bases in these areas, which is alarming. It is, it's stuff that I'm like, for me being in the military, I'm gonna keep my eyes. I want to understand what's going on, and not just be responsive to us doing things, right? Just kind of more so be understanding that one move is not an isolated incident. What they talked about was Xi Jinping. I can't remember the dude's name, but president of China. Over him addressing like the China public in some form to talk about a 5-year plan, and it was like, this is the 13th 5-year plan that they've delivered over time, which, I mean, let's do some math. What is 45? 65. Over the past 65 years, they've come out with a 5-year plan, and I am a true believer in a 5-year plan. The crazy thing is that like I'm abruptly pivoting in the middle of my 5-year plan right now. The 5-year plan was not for me to go to California. It was for me to stay and go to Camp Lejeune. Sometimes you gotta rip that shit up, start over again. That's what's happening right now. I've ripped it up and it's time to look and see what do I want out of the next 5 years. Dig in deep, and I just think that this trip is gonna allow for some of that focus to happen, because we're removing ourselves from the hustle and bustle of the daily, and we'll have time to think about the future as well. So. You got your 5-year plan, baby?
Kind of.
She locked in. We really got a 10-year plan.
Yeah, it's more like a
Cause we gonna manifest this shit. Neither one of us gonna be working in 10 years.
Yep.
She gonna be 50, I'm gonna be 55.
I am not gonna be 50 in 10 years. You're gonna be an old man.
I'm gonna be 50. If you wanna call 50 being old, which it is, but 50 years old, and like right now my body is screaming that shit. Like, yeah.
Alright, wait. So my followers that are gonna watch this, they probably don't know how old you are. Although if they just did the math, they would figure out that you're 40.
I mean,
Just gotta make sure they listen. They may not be paying attention.
so last year I would say I had a 40th birthday party. This year,
We don't count this year.
we're not counting, but shit, fuck it, we turn 28 every year. We turn 28 until all of a sudden we on fucking Social Security.
Yep.
AARP out this bitch. But nah, I think 10-year plan. So the 5-year plan is gonna be to be able to get to the 10-year plan. Just figure out what needs to happen in the next 5 years to really make sure that we can reap from the fruits of our labor. That's really what it comes down to, man. Because if you could be doing a lot of shit, but if you ain't going in the right direction, it don't matter.